Yeah. What's up, everyone? Tonight we'll bring you something different to Jack of all trivia, and that is the naughty list. I am your host, the villain, and I'm joined by Derek Double Play Parker. What's up, bro?
Not much. Just living the dream. Got a night off,
Yeah,
so enjoying it.
that's what's up. That's what's up. And tonight we're gonna be breaking down. Well, we're gonna be talking about our top 10 mutants we want to see in the MCU. Now that Disney has purchased Fox Studios, they're going to bring all those people in, and these are going to be the 10 we want to see most. So it's just going to work like this. We're going to go back and forth, starting from number 10, saying our picks. If we do have somebody that somebody says, we're going to pause that and throw it up, and we'll, come back to it later. So, it's pretty straightforward. So double play. Who's your number 10 mutant you want to see first in the MCU?
Well, it's very hard to list these 1 through 10, but it's going to be hard to replace Hugh Jackman, but it's hard coming in at 10. But Wolverine, I'm excited to see how they bring him in, who they cast, and how his storyline comes in, because we got the origin type stuff, but I don't think Disney and MCU is going to go that way. So I don't know. It could be an interesting storyline how they bring him into it.
True indeed. So number 10, you got the famous one, Wolverine. He is surprisingly not on my list because I know he's probably the most thing that Marvel's reign trying to figure out how to get perfect, because that's going to be a hell of a.
That's why he was my favorite as a kid. So I'm just excited. That's why he's at the end, but I am excited to see what they do with it.
True indeed. My number 10 is my boy Iceman himself, Bobby Drake. We've seen him in the first handful of movies we got. The last movie was one we really got to see some potential when he turned all into ice and he headbutted homie. I thought that was really cool.
Yes.
But we haven't seen him in a while, and I like the stuff they do with him in the comics. So I would love to see him because he has such a different moveset than anybody in the MCU at the moment, especially having ice powers. So I think that would be a cool thing to see on the screen. It could be a team up movie. I doubt, they're doubt they're gonna have standalones, but I could see him like in somebody else's movie, obviously, where that's how they introduce him and shit. But yeah, that's my number 10 is Iceman himself.
All right. I like that because, there's always pyro or there's fire or something, so there can always be that good versus bad. So, he's got an enemy. So I like that pick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Again, numbering these is difficult, but I really was a fan of Netflix's Marvel shows, and I'd like to see them intertwined. There's so many ways they can do with it. I know it goes to Avengers and big, but even just side little characters. So number 9, I put Daredevil. I'm not a fan of Ben Affleck, but I just with his smarts and everything, I feel like he could be a helpful sidekick on a team. So that's why I put it at 9.
Daredevil isn't a mutant though.
It's special. He's special.
Now for you, I got for number 9, I have my homegirl. This was a tough one because I had a couple different females, and I Marvel's going the right way of building female characters. So my number 9 is Rogue. I want to see Rogue come in, what her power set, not the bullshit they did in the first couple movies where, she just touched somebody, when she touches somebody, she takes their energy. So she should have like moves and stuff, so, she wasn't a fighter, they weren't, they weren't doing comics. So I want her to come in and, and be like a fucking badass. I want Rogue to come in. I don't care if she's like, teenager, like college age, but or older, but I definitely want to see Rogue in there, especially with the women they have now in the films, they could have a tough, strong woman come and play Rogue.
Yes. Yeah, 'cause I mean, in the comics, in the cartoon show, I mean, she's still a captain, but they all train and fight. You know, it's not. You don't see that in the movie, so I'd like them to step that up. All right, 8. Like I got more than 10 here, but going with the women theme. I mean, Jessica Jones, you can still fight. She's not immune, but she's pretty badass. So, like I said, just sidekicks in movies like they did with Birds of Prey. Whole little side girl squad movie. I could see it. So.
You got Jessica Jones. Those ain't mutants.
Well, I mean, okay, but she's got special powers. So, I mean, the Captain America. I mean, I told you this, man. I was trying to find mutants, and we kept going back and forth on it. It's
true. All right, I'll hit you up with my number 7. What I want to see back is X-23, the same actress. I know it's been a couple years since Logan. That's why I don't really want to see a Wolverine yet, but I would definitely love to see her in the MCU. Her interactions with a lot of the characters, I think, will be amazing. Her fight scenes will be badass. The killing stuff, I guess that's the one thing they're gonna have to. Well, I mean, they kill in the MCU, but not as graphic as they do in the Fox movie. So I just got to see how that goes about. But I definitely want to see my homegirl X-23 back in the building, man. I think she will have some cool ass fight scenes, and I think the people opposite of her will have some good dialogue. Because she's kind of a silent type. But that would definitely be my number 7.
So we're on 6 now.
Yep.
All
yep.
Right.
X-Men Rogue X-23.
I don't know too much about her, and you're probably gonna call me out because you're the comic book genius. But I mean, if there's Man Hulk, I think we should have She-Hulk.
Yeah, she's not immune either. She got
Bro, I told you this comic book. All right.
That's all good.
This one's a mutant, and you can't say Jamie Mordox. The guy that multiplies himself.
Yeah, multiple men.
Yeah. That's something we haven't really seen before, and that could play a lot of different ways in a lot of different fight scenes. So I think that would be cool to see.
Yeah, that's when I totally agree with that. Yeah, multiple man. He's they actually built him up a lot in the comics in the last couple of years. Like he had a big storyline. So yeah, he's definitely a cool mutant. All right, so I'm gonna give you my number 6, and this one might not be considered a mutant, but
half of mine aren't, so we'll be okay.
Yes, he shows up a lot in the X-Men books, and since Steve Rogers is gone, I know somebody else has a shield right now, but I would love to see Captain Britain in the MCU because he always shows up. His sister, I believe his sister is the mutant. He might have some mutant power, but he has more magical powers, but always just with the X-Men and shit. So I would love to see Captain Britain. He doesn't have, he not really a shield, but he has a sword. He has a cool looking outfit where they could probably make it look a little more modern. And he's strong. He's basically like a Steve Rogers strong and stuff, but he just, he's Captain Britain. Cool outfit, badass leader. So that's one dude I could see, if they go back, just do some, if they go to Britain and shit, that's how they find him and see him and meet him and, do whatever they have to do over there with him. But I think that would definitely be a cool ass inclusion into the MCU.
Definitely. Can we sidebar it? How do you feel about Falcon getting the shield?
Yeah, that's fine. He's had the shield in the comics. Bucky's had it a little bit in the comics, but yeah, that's totally fine.
I got not super depth in the comics, but I know the show is supposed to be coming, but I just was curious and excited. I'm a big fan of both of them, so I just wanted to get your opinion on that. So 5.
No, Caleb. I'm thinking of Captain Britain because he's in the Excalibur books right now with the X Men. I know who Black Knight is, but now I'm talking about Captain Britain, brother.
No, I didn't say black. I didn't say black.
No, I know. I was telling Caleb he's watching, so yeah,
Black Knight's it's Martin Lawrence. All right. For 5, I think I'm gonna go with Warpath for 5.
Oh yeah.
He can do some damage, and he can I could see him playing both sides of good and bad. So that's just something different and powers we haven't seen before. So
hell yeah.
I think it'd be a nice little mix in there.
Oh yeah. Oh, excuse me. My number 5 is somebody that technically isn't a mutant, but he appears in the X Men books. He's always been appearing in X Men books. And this is one of Marvel characters that's basically Superman. And that is my boy from the Shi'ar Empire, the Gladiator. I want to see the fucking Gladiator in there. If the X Men got to go to space or he's got to come to Earth, but I want to see somebody that's basically has all the Superman powers.
He got the big old.
Yep, mohawk.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see the Gladiator come through. And if Henry Cavill doesn't sign a deal with the DCEU, I will fucking hire him to play my Gladiator because that is basically a Superman character. So I think that would be really cool to see in the MCU. And he's more, he's not. I'm not gonna keep talking about him, but yeah, Gladiator is one I would like to see, especially because he's a different color. He's purple and shit. I think that dude would be crazy. We see him on the big screen.
All right, him, Hulk, and Thor. Who wins?
Oh, Thor, because Hulk, the MCU Hulk's too much banner now.
Yeah, now, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, my number 4. You're gonna call me out for not being mutants, but I liked him a lot in the comics that I did read and in the show. It's a double, Forge and Bishop. They're I know they're probably not mutants, they're robotic human, but I don't know, I felt like they're both strong characters and could play, side points like your home base, like running it from the ship and stuff, giving pointers and tips and stuff like that. And Bishop's a badass. He don't give a shit. So, it'd be a nice just little attitude in there, stir the pot. So I went with Forge and Bishop. You can dock me a point.
No, those guys are tight, man. I had Bishop on my list, but I had to cut him off.
Are they? What are they technically called? Are they mutants? Or there's a word for them.
Well, they're mutants. Forge is a mutant. Forge is a mutant, and Bishop is a mutant. He's just from the future. That's all Bishop. He grew up in the future where they hunted mutants, prosecuted them, enslaved them.
Yeah.
That's why he has the M mark. But he comes back in the past, like Cable did. But they're both just mutants.
So Cable's a mutant too, because I thought he was kind of cyborg-ish.
No, he's a mutant. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, mutants just the gene they get. They're born with, and then that's why their power is just endless because, you have just different power sets than anybody else. But yeah, I did have Bishop, like I said, on my list, but I had to cut him off for somebody else because there's just too many people. I want to see.
I'll wait till we finish, but I do have a question. So just remind me Cyclops. That's not on my list, but that will help me remember what I wanted to ask. Okay. All right.
So for my number 5, which I know we jumped up. No, it's weird because when you count the numbers down, we went 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 would have been Captain Britain. So 5, yeah, because I'm on my 5.
Well, I had like 13 people down, and then I realized all of the defenders are not mutants, so I had to scratch them. But I'm just saying, dude, put Luke Cage in something. Yeah. That's
all right. For my number 5 that I want to see is Sabretooth. That's what I want to see because the X Men and the Mutants have some badass villains, and we haven't seen Sabretooth really unleashed in either film he was in.
Sabretooth's in the first. He's farther on my list, but spoiler. But we'll just go. In the first one, I liked his build and his look, but then he just was gone. And then when they did the origins, and Liev Schreiber played him as his brother, and it just wasn't. I want the comic book Sabretooth.
Yeah, he didn't have the hair. He didn't have the. Yeah, it was disappointing. So, but the first one did look cool. For the time, like I thought.
I was picked out. Early. I mean,
yeah, he was tall. But that's why I want to see him again, because Sabretooth is a badass, and especially when you're top heavy with good guys in all your films, like with the conclusion of Mutants, you have a lot of villains in there, and that's one villain I would love to see in the MCU tearing shit up.
Well, he just brings out the best of Wolverine too. So
yeah. So
yeah, I would definitely.
So who is your number?
I mean, I had Sabretooth higher up on my list.
Well, you should have told me, son. I would have stopped.
I did, and I said we'll just go with it. I mean, I've been bouncing on my list. I'm going to throw back in there. I liked Luke Cage. I like Mike Coulter. Not a mutant, but he's still a badass. So you just never know where they're going to go with these stories and stuff. It could even in a Spider-Man movie, just for a help of this, I just different stuff. That's what I'm going for on my list. Basically, is just to see, new, stir it all up. But yeah, I'm gonna kick it back over to you because I've only got 2 left.
Oh damn!
Well, I was putting you called me out for Daredevil and Jessica Jones not being, so I just like, all right, if they're not mutants, I scrapped them. Punisher also, though.
He's just a human.
I know he's a human, but he's a badass human. Freaking Happy's just a human. I mean, I'm just human. Humans can play roles too. All right, we don't all have to be villains and bad guys.
Yeah, but this is the mutants show that we're doing.
Well, you know what? We'll get better as we go along. All right.
Here's my next one. My boy Omega Red. That's what I want to see. I loved him in the cartoons. I had the toy. He looked so ill. He's cool, powerful, and they haven't put him on screen. If you say the Deadpool 2 shit, he didn't have the outfit, he didn't have the color or the look. He didn't, none of that shit, man. Omega Red is a badass. And I could see the Avengers or certain combinations of the MCU heroes fighting him, and he just, like, that dude is just sick. And we just haven't had a proper one in the movies. So I would definitely have Omega Red as my number 4.
Yeah, we had a little rip off with Whiplash, but villain wise, I was just joking, Mickey. It's because he got the things.
Yeah, but I mean, he'll be a lot cooler than Whiplash.
Oh no, Omega Red definitely, yes.
He was in one movie, and
he's the old Russian. He's Russian, right?
Yeah,
that plays Russian. Perfect. That plays perfect into our times.
Yeah.
All right, so what number did you just give?
4.
All right, well, I'll go with my 3.
Yep.
Villain. Kind of creeped me out when I was younger. Sinister.
Okay.
I mean, you got to have villains now that Thanos is gone. So, I mean, Sinister's always trying to stir the pot. I didn't really like what they did with Apocalypse, but I think Sinister, he could do some shit. He brings people together to do the dirty work for him. So I think that's a good mastermind villain to just have in the back of the bag. So yeah,
that's what's up. Yeah, he's a badass villain. I just didn't put him on my list because I want to bring in my number 3. There's a guy we've seen plenty of. I don't know who they're going to pick as an actor for this person. I don't know how they could really bring him in since his story is tied into history, to a certain history where he doesn't have the Captain America excuse where he's been like on ice for 70 years. So this guy would be damn near like 90, if they went for the timeline. But man, I would love to see Magneto in the MCU. I know we've seen him plenty. We had two great versions, and the third one is like the Joker. You've seen the Joker plenty of times, but you always want to see a Joker. I think Magneto, they're probably going to wait a couple years for that to happen. Maybe wait till Phase 5. But Magneto is one person that I would love to see him interact in the MCU because that dude is just, so much history,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, in the first three, Ian McKellen does a great job, but he's just so old, it's not Michael Fassbender, that was he played it good, and he
killed it.
It's with Magneto, he's bad, but he's good. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where he could just fit into so many different ways. So, I would like. That's just what I'm excited about for this with X Men. I mean, you can do so many different storylines. It's just there's so many more characters and villains. So it's just possibilities are endless.
That's true. All right, who you guys do number 2?
Well, now as we're going, now I'm thinking of more actual mutants, but 2 for me. I know we've seen 2 versions of them, but Quicksilver. I loved Evan Peters' comedy part of it, but I wish Aaron Taylor Johnson would have got more of a chance in Ultron. I just feel like he was kind of wasted. And
indeed.
Fast guy to have. It's a good thing to have. Silver Surfer, that's not a mutant, that's an alien, correct?
Yeah, no, he's just
okay. I was but no, Quicksilver. I think he could do, depending on what they do with Wanda and stuff. But that's just a good power to throw in there that we haven't really seen. We saw it for about an hour and a half.
Oh yeah. All right, my number 2 is the Queen herself, Storm. That's one that I want to see the most in the MCU because all their characters are pretty much, they look like early 20s, or early 30s. But Storm being in the MCU will be great because she has so much history with Black Panther. They only had one Black Panther film. Maybe by the time they start doing a second one, they can have her in it. They can have her by herself, with other mutants. But she, like Storm, Halle Berry was okay. She was good in the first.
She did good for what she was giving with her part. Yeah.
And then the young girl from the newer movies, she didn't really get a fair shake because I think she was only in 2 of them. The last one, Dark Phoenix.
Apocalypse and barely in Dark Phoenix. Yeah. They didn't really give her. They just didn't give her enough storyline to.
Yeah, and she's kind of always been like a second leader, to Cyclops on the team.
Yeah.
She's always been kind of like his equal, where they just work well because they trust each other. So I would definitely love to see Storm, especially another character, diverse character of different race like Storm. That's like.
I mean, in the first 30 minutes in the movies, you think she's black. I mean, comics and cartoons, you can tell but you just think she's black. But then in the Apocalypse, and they, bring her back to her. Oh, Asian. Where's Egypt? Is that Europe or Asia? We're gonna say Eastern descent.
Egypt's in Africa.
Shut up, God. This is where I didn't want to go live, Haven. Not prepared. I know trivia. I don't know geography. Screw all y'all.
Yeah, that's fine, brother. All right, who's your number 1, brother?
Well, number 1 is one of my favorite in the comics and in the cartoon, and I believe he did a good job in the one part he got, and I would even like to see him return as it. But the Cajun himself, Gambit, Mon Cherie. His powers aren't necessarily super great, but he brings a lot of character and spice to it, like I feel like you could get some good rapport with someone else and stuff, but he's always there to help him be the good guy. So, and he's a romancer. So yeah, went with Gambit. I like no Channing Tatum, but give him a fair shot because he was one of the main ones too. But they don't really give that to him in the movies. So
yeah, they never give him opportunity in the movies, except that one brief, one in Wolverine. But yeah,
barely. I mean, he got 5 minutes of screen time and he did a terrific job with it, and that was that.
Yeah, Gambit didn't make my list because it's just been like it's crazy to think that the X Men movies never put him in when everybody thinks of the X Men. Like if you tell somebody, hey man, who's your name 5 X Men? Gambit's gonna be there, 9 out of 10 times. So It's crazy that he's never been in a film. But he's not on my list. If he shows up, I'll definitely want to see what he looks like and see what he could do in the films. But my number one, excuse me, is one of the best villains in the mutants, and that is the Juggernaut himself. I want to see the motherfucking Juggernaut in the MCU just fighting, just doing his thing. Like,
I mean, we saw him in Deadpool 2, where Ryan Reynolds voiced him. They kind of just made a joke out of him. They didn't. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. He deserves better than that. He didn't really have all his full gear. Even the first time we seen him, he didn't look nothing like him. The second time he looked it close, but they kind of just joked, like how you said. It was just a whole joke thing. But Juggernaut would be a hell of addition, especially with the MCU. They need to start building villains up, start doing stuff with villains. And I think Juggernaut would be amazing to just see rampaging through a city.
Definitely. Throw a couple teammates in there, like the Blob or something, or who else? I feel like there was one other big one, but Onslaught. I didn't say, but he is another pretty good villain.
Yeah, they have to do a lot to get to him, but he is a great villain. That dude is crazy. Caleb. You know what, Caleb? Juggernaut's first appearance was in X Men. He's an X Men villain. He is the brother of Charles Xavier, and he does have a magical ruby, but he's in the mutant universe, man. Just like Gladiator.
Thank you for calling him out, because he was calling out my 10 and 9 and 8 picks, and then here we have his number 1.
Yeah, Juggernaut. Yeah, he's different, but man, Juggernaut. He's always been he was with the Brotherhood of Evil, but yeah, Juggernaut's the man. He's technically not a mutant, but he's in the mutant family. Anyway,
his brother's one of the most powerful mutants, so I mean, he gets a pass.
Yeah, and that's why he has that like helmet shield. Him and Magneto, they both have helmets shield the telepath shit from Charles Xavier.
Yes. I will say I do not need to see any more Jean Grey, Dark Phoenix shit. She could be in a movie. I don't need any backstory. I don't want any of it because
they can't do that again. And it's sad because they never actually did the Dark Phoenix saga. They never did it right in the movies. Not even 5% of the shit matched any of the comic stuff. The comics was on a big scale that after 2 times, like they can't go back a third time.
No.
To finish it now because,
and they had great cast. It's just they just dropped the ball as far as script and how they wanted to play the story out. So
yeah, they really just. I don't know. Maybe Fox did that shit just to be like, oh, we hear rumors Disney's gonna buy us. Here's a FU, so you can't even make this movie, But yeah, man.
Yeah, that's kind of what it felt like.
Yeah. Anyway, that's been our top 10 mutants that we want to see on the big screen when theaters open up again. We both had different lists, and they were, great characters, man. We only had the same person once. So yeah, that's like there's 19 different mutants we want to see in the movie. So that's what's up. Well, some of them weren't.
You think we're gonna get a Lady Iron Man? That's not Pepper Potts, like a legit.
The young girl that's doing it, there might be a Disney Plus show. There's a lot of stuff they're probably gonna put on Disney Plus, you know. So like all the new Marvel shows they're doing, that's gonna be on Disney Plus, not necessarily on the theaters. So it all depends, you know, because we already have the plan for the next like 2 years. So it depends what they're gonna do after that. You know,
As long as they're better than the ABC Marvel shows. Agents of Shield is all right, but those.
Oh no, they're done. They're done putting their shit on other channels now. They got Disney Plus.
Yeah,
that's
all
all
the last season of Shield's on right now, but the other ones.
Yep, all the other ones are canceled, brother. And I don't see Marvel handing shit out anymore. If they could just do it on their own stuff. Now that Disney owns all that shit, they're not gonna be like throwing it out there for other channels. All their new shows are gonna be straight on Disney Plus. That's how we're getting. That's how we're getting the Wanda show, the Falcon and Bucky show, and the other 4 shows that they're bringing.
Isn't Loki? Loki's getting a show too.
Yep, Loki. Yep.
No, I heard Wanda, Max Scarlet Witch too. But
yeah, she's on a show. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, they need to hurry up with that. Since we didn't get to see Black Widow, give us a damn TV show. Come on.
Yeah, there's going to be 6 of them. One's a cartoon, the What If one. They're doing a What If one, and that's going to be the cartoon, you know, of like different scenarios of like something in time changed. So it changed like a lot of stuff. So that's going to be cool, but it's going to be animated. That's the only animated one they're doing. But the other 5 are going to be live shows with the cast. So, yeah, I forget what the other 2 are. Shit, it's been so long.
Hawkeye. Scarlet Witch.
Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, yep.
Bucky and Falcon.
Yep.
Loki.
Yep, that's 4. The What If is 5, and then there's one more. I forget what the hell it is. But they were already talking about adding more stuff, like the She-Hulk's in the works. Ghost Rider. I think
they had him on Agents of Shield. I know it's separate, but I've just seen they've seen it.
Yeah, but Ghost Rider is a cool character. But anyway, yeah, man, we've been up here long enough. It seems, man. I know we've been shooting the shit. But yeah, I guess we probably should wrap this up for everybody that watched tonight. You know, I know we did a spur of the moment. You know, we're just shooting the shit, talking. We're like, hey man, let's just do a topic. I hope everybody watching had fun. Double play. What are your thoughts, man? You felt good? Had a good time?
Oh yeah. We figured, hey, we're shooting the shit, talking. Let's go live and make everybody listen to our conversation. But no, this is hopefully gonna be the first of many. We'll take any suggestions of stuff you want to have. But yeah, this was fun, and I'm glad that I was not the only one that didn't have mutants specifically on my list. But all right, guys, for me,
you know what? You're gonna talk the shit.
I'm gonna talk that shit, son. Until I play you, eat you, I'm gonna talk the shit that I can.
All right, for double play, I've been the villain. This has been the naughty list. I want to thank you guys. Peace out. Good night. Keep it sexy. San Diego.